Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. Today we're taking a look at the case of 42-year-old John Brent McGee from Leachville, Arkansas, who was last seen on July 11, 2024. On that morning, around 10:30 a.m., his mother dropped him off at his cousin's house. Before that, it is alleged that he and his wife Sarah were at his mother's house where they had an argument about how Sarah was not contributing enough to the household. Sarah then left the house without even putting on her shoes, which is why John wanted to go after her, so his mother drove him out to his cousin's house around 10:30 that morning. 20 minutes after arriving, he decided to leave and look for Sarah on foot, after which he has not been seen or heard from since. The next day, July 12th, his wife went to a domestic violence shelter in Searcy, Arkansas, and then spent an additional 12 days at Compass Health, which is a mental health facility in the same area. After being released, she was arrested at her new boyfriend's house for old warrants. Later, she moved in with her boyfriend and did not show concern for John until 54 days after he went missing. She agreed to take a polygraph test initially, but then later skipped out on it and has not cooperated with police since, and has only contacted the minor children in the family, avoiding communication with the adults. Search dogs tracked John sent to her new boyfriend's house, but the trail was lost there, and at the time of his disappearance, John was wearing a light blue t-shirt, a khaki cargo shorts, and Hey Dude shoes. Now, the person who submitted this case stated that local law enforcement and local media do not really want to talk about this case, and rumor has it that Sarah has cut up his remains and spread it across the area. There are some fairly long podcasts on the case. I'm not sure if they have any extra information, and I also don't want it to get too influenced by the things that they might be theorizing, so I'm not going to watch all of that. I'm just going to go with what I have here, which is basically what is on the flyer, with the addition of what the person who submitted the case stated. So as per usual with these cases, there isn't a lot of information out there. And as the person who submitted the request said, there isn't much information incoming either from law enforcement or the local media. So that is why I was asked to do a reading on this case. And we're going to do that starting off with the Deviant Moon deck, which is already on the table. And for any further questions, moving on to the Wise Dog Tarot, which is this one. So as per usual, I'm going to start shuffling the deck. As soon as I have a table full of cards, we're going to stop and take a look. So without much further ado, let's get started. Okay, let's take a look. Top left, we're starting off with the Two of Wands. And Two of Wands is making plans to go somewhere, potentially making plans, I guess, in this case, to harvest, what is this, garlic? But something maybe dug up from the deep. I'm also wondering if this is perhaps plans to dig deep, like maybe they're making promises to go to therapy or something along those lines. Like, I feel like there's something here for that. They're trying to make good, they're trying to also start something new. Maybe John actually caught up with her and it was a bit of a lonely location where nobody else kind of saw them, and they talked things over, and perhaps he thought with this smiling face that things were going to be okay. But perhaps she had other plans, because the next card that we see here is the Queen of Cups in reverse, which is a very manipulative card. Then we have the Four of Swords, which is kind of like taking a break type of thing. Let's lay low for a while, rest and think things over. This person is also underground with roses, so that's a very long time to rest and think things over, potentially. The Eight of Cups is walking away or being unable to walk away, perhaps. So maybe there was a suggestion made to just chill out for a while and try to figure things out and then perhaps try again later. But somebody was unable to accept that offer here with the Eight of Cups. They did not want to walk away, or they had to walk away. Like there were certain cups on offer and they were like, no, I don't want any of that anymore. I don't care for it. Like over here we had the argument as well with the Five of Cups. Like she has a new boyfriend that I read, so perhaps she was being tempted by him to try things over, or perhaps he was trying to win her back or something, and she's like, no, that's not happening. We're not going to go down there. Don't bother. Don't waste your breath, that type of thing. Then we have this argument over here, unable to walk away as well, or at least arguing about certain emotions, followed by a fairly practical decision over here with the Queen of Pentacles, who may have decided something perhaps without him knowing that there was just a certain thing that they need to do. Queen of Pentacles is very much about how do we balance our resources in the best way possible. Mechanical, as you can see over there, they practically are a part of a factory with that chimney coming out of their head. So they're just thinking, what's the best for me right now? What do we need to do in order to get that? Okay, that's what we're going to do then. Then over here we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, a negative new manipulative emotion perhaps. Maybe they were offering some peace offering, which turned out to be fake. Also pretending that things were good, they were a good person over here with the Six of Wands, which is normally like celebrating somebody, and in this case perhaps pretending to gas somebody up for your own intentions and purposes, I suppose. Then we are acting rather rashly here. So the Queen of Pentacles is already kind of like a factory type person who has things planned out in best way for her. Page of Pentacles appears to be a bit more of a handyman type person, the person who does the job, the actual dirty work type of thing. And they are a lot less put together, as you can see, with the bolts and the nuts there at the feet. So perhaps this is somebody who came in, or this is a quick action that was taken without really thinking too much through, followed by the Nine of Wands, which is being very tired of something. Tired of fighting, maybe. Tired of working, tired of whatever. Tired of wearing a mask, perhaps, as well. We can see that mask right on her face there. They're looking fairly dejected. All of the wands in the background appear to have snapped off halfway, so there is a lot of wariness here. I'm not sure on whose part it is. Maybe John is just tired of fighting, and that's why he's okay with whatever it is that they are kind of offering over here as well. With the Six of Pentacles, they'll take whatever charity they can get. But then on the end, we have a Seven of Wands, which is kind of like a coming for your position, a challenge, perhaps also a fight. Maybe the Page of Pentacles came out of the woodworks at that point to fight them, because they do appear rough and ready, that type of thing over here with the Page of Pentacles. Let's see what happens next with our Wise Dog Tarot. That one lands on its side, literally. You can just see it over here. That's a card sitting up against another stack that's like off screen over here. Let's take a look what we've got. Seven of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, sorry. Seeing things ripen on the wand. All right, so we are seeing the results of what has been brewing all along. Perhaps John is now aware that there was never actually any chance of them getting back together, and there was always somebody in the picture, somebody else, because the Three of Swords is also often seen as the Three is a crowd card. So perhaps there is a revelation, or it's not really a super big revelation, because I'm pretty sure at some level he must have known something, that something was up, because she was at her new boyfriend's house very quickly. So there was definitely something, I guess, some type of history there. But now we are seeing what that is, who that is, what the actual truth is. The truth comes out, chickens coming home to roost and all that type of expression more. Knight of Wands, we are now acting very quickly. This could be the struggle between the two, because I feel like this boyfriend person was involved. I don't think that she would have fought him personally. I don't think so. So I think this is the struggle between these two at that point. Like, this is the part where I guess this person also reveals themselves. Like, it's not like she is only just saying, oh, I'm with this guy now. I think the guy himself was also there. And now we're having this fight over here, which is, I guess, what ultimately led to his undoing. But let's take a look what we can get next. The Tower in reverse. All right, so that is a big shock. The world is upside down. World is falling. There's trees being pulled out of the ground here, as well as a tree with roots just flying through the air. There's a lot of chaos in this situation right here. He may be going down because it's once again a German Shepherd, although this may be more of a Malinois, but it still looks like the same dog that was so fiery to attack now is also the one tumbling, so ultimately did not manage to win against this other person. We've got a bunch over here. This is the Six of Cups, perhaps calling upon the past, maybe trying to get some type of sympathy from his wife at that point. High Priestess in reverse, perhaps realizing that there's nothing for them, at least not realizing that there's nothing that he can say to change the situation. And he's also not going anywhere anytime soon or any type of speed, because this Eight of Wands is in reverse. Eight of Wands can also be messages, so it could be that whatever message that he's trying to send her is not being received, or whatever she's trying to get him to understand is also not received. There's a misunderstanding here, miscommunication, meaning flying over his head, which is also kind of represented by the High Priestess in reverse, so he is just not able to see the writing on the wall. Like, maybe they had a plan for him all along that ended up with him disappearing, and he still thinks at this point that perhaps he can walk away, or that he's going to walk away and he's just going to lose his marriage, like that type of thing. But they're like, yeah, keep talking, but ultimately it's useless. Let's see what else we can get. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, we're definitely losing out on everything. So that's the message that he was not getting. Ten of Pentacles normally like an inheritance thing. I also tend to see that as the future that you think is guaranteed, because that's what you see down the road, but you just don't see the curve that's coming up. There's also nothing, there's nothing left to wish for with the Seven of Cups in reverse. So there's no options, there's no future. This is the, I guess, part where he now also realizes that he's not going to walk away from this. Page of Swords. All right, so we're perhaps throwing some quick last words, final last words at it, but we are realizing that it is useless because the Magician is in reverse. Magician is normally somebody who is able to make things happen, but in reverse, you either are unable to do anything or you realize that you're not able to control the situation, so he has lost control there. So this is probably where he passes away. I'm thinking that's what these cards are pointing towards anyway. That is also what people suspect, that he's no longer with us. So that's possibly how it happened, but are we ever going to find anything of him? Because from what I heard, law enforcement's not moving very quickly on this. The media's not really talking about this much. Are we ever going to find out what happened to John? Okay, that card immediately wanted to pop out. Let's take a look who this is. Oops, come on. Come back. The Four of Wands. All right, we have a harmony card here. All right. I'm looking at the hands that are wrapped by a vine. There could be a couple of people or a couple of parties that are on board with each other, that maybe agreed with each other, made some type of agreement or something. Let's see what type of agreement that is. Oops, okay. Eight of Wands again. and again in reverse. So perhaps we're agreeing that we're not going to move too quickly on this case, so that we're not going to send out certain messages, because now we can literally see the crow in the background with the message trying to be heard by this person who is about to chop down these wands, but they may not be getting the message, or they are purposely not sending the message to people to keep people, I guess, unawares. Meanwhile, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this could be we're working hard on something in the background, also under the cover of darkness. Now, this is, of course, the Deviant Moon deck, so there's usually a lot of nighttime themes here because you should be able to see the moon. This person is working at midnight, though, so that could also point towards things being happened or things being done in the background. There's a lot of focus, there's a lot of hard work, and a lot of concentration. The forge is running at full speed. Now, whether this is to keep people in the dark, or if they are working on the case in the background and they don't want to put a bunch of information out there because that might get to the culprit, who would then run away, because that is also something that happens quite often, that they don't want to put information out there because that might ruin their case. I don't know yet, but let's take a look at the next few cards. We have here the King of Cups in reverse, and we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Knight of Pentacles is normally very methodical with how they work, but they might be working on the wrong thing, so that has me leaning towards working hard on not revealing things. King of Cups is also fairly manipulative as well. Why would this be the case? Why would they not want to work on this case of this guy? Not sure if they had any sort of connections or something that would want this to stay hidden. Maybe there's somebody on the force who is connected to her. I don't know. I'm just kind of like trying to figure out what that could be. But let's take a look what the cards have to say, because maybe they have a better explanation. We have the Seven of Swords, which is manipulation, lies, deceit, that type of thing. So we are definitely being lied to, but who is lying to whom? Like, is law enforcement lying to us, or is somebody lying to law enforcement? Let's see what we can get. Two cards popped out. We have the Moon and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so somebody may be best served keeping this hidden. Alright, so who would benefit of keeping this hidden? Whoever that is, they are in cahoots with somebody else who is apparently able to orchestrate this whole thing. So there may be some friends in high places active over here. And this person might be standing outside of the factory that the Eight of Pentacles is working in to keep them safe, I suppose. In any case, the Moon is still hiding its secrets while putting on a puppet show at the foreground. So not sure what that's all about and who is getting rich, or at least not losing their wealth as a result of this whole show. Okay, let's go back to the Wise Dog Tarot and see if we're ever going to learn the truth, though, because there may be people trying to hide it. But what are we going to... Well, look, we're already getting some cards before I'm even done asking the question. We have the Hierophant in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune upright. So I'm thinking that this does point towards somebody in a relatively high place who is not doing the right thing, but we're right next to the Wheel of Fortune, which I think points towards their time ending or their game ending, because they're going to get found out, or times will change, and that means things will change around them and they will not be able to keep up the game. Let's see how that's going to happen. All right, we got a couple over here. All right, next card that we have here is the Devil. And we have the Four of Pentacles. All right, so there's also a house burning in the background. Is that right? There's a bunch of smoke coming off of that roof over there. Could just be a chimney, but I don't know. It just seems a little suspicious. I've not had this card before, so that's interesting to see the Four of Pentacles popping up like this. Anyway, so the Devil over here may point towards this Hierophant having some type of substance abuse issues or some type of addiction to wealth in particular, because we're seeing a pentacle over there in the top left. So they may be trying to hold on to their riches or the things that they are kind of addicted to, like to hang on to. That vice will eventually lead to their undoing, and it'll take some careful digging, I think, in order to uncover all of that. This dog is literally digging up pentacles in the backyard. Maybe this Hierophant has something hidden that can be dug up, perhaps literally, or by carefully digging around in somebody's past or their house or things that they're doing, their expenses, their connections, that type of thing, because that might be where we'll find the information that we seek. Oh, there we go. Judgment in reverse. So there will be a lot of people, I think, that are judging this little dog in particular. You can see the small dog down here as well. There's all these dogs behind it staring. And then a big one in the background, which I think may be representing John himself or people who are remembering him, wanting justice for him. So I think the negative judgment from the public is going to hurt them more than any jail sentence ever is going to, because they may think of themselves as this amazing person, like the Hierophant is like a community leader, basically. And once they are exposed, that ruins their entire reputation and thus their entire career, their entire life, basically. So they may be very much afraid of that. So they will not want or tolerate anybody digging around in their past or any of their business, anything like that. They fear judgment the most, but are we going to see justice? Because I'm seeing judgments. But even though the people in the public eye do not like you, that doesn't mean that you're in jail. So let's see what else we got here. The Five of Cups in reverse. All right, so they are not able to recover from that. They are not going to look at what they've still got, the other options that they still have. They're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. But okay, are they going to, is sort of the question. Hangman upright. Okay, so taking a different perspective here. There's something red that is in the tree. Oh, that's a bird. Okay. This dog is wearing the cone of shame, so that's kind of funny. He is like forced into a new perspective. He's unable to look at things that he still has, literally blinded to it, because one of their eyes is out. So they're going to be, their world is literally going to get turned upside down, which is very interesting. So we're looking at somebody who is going to make quite the fall if they ever do get caught, whenever that Wheel of Fortune starts spinning. What is this one? This is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely very much destitute. So I think this case really hinges upon somebody who is currently in the public eye being exposed for some type of predilection or something, and that's going to be revealed by people digging, which will then be followed by being heavily judged and then being unable to deal with that, which should then also crack the case open, and then hopefully we'll be able to move on, and this whole secrecy around whatever they have found out should end right there. Are we going to figure out, or at least put the perpetrator in jail? Let's see if we can get a couple of last cards for that. Okay, a couple of last cards right there. World in reverse. Somebody is hidden, and then this is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands in reverse. So Six of Wands in reverse is somebody really losing face, and then the World in reverse is somebody disappearing. So it could be when this whole comes to pass that somebody is going to be exposed for being not the hero that people thought they were. And then either they are going to leave the world, they're going to hide, or they will have to leave society as in jail. But it could be any one of those things. In any case, this revelation that's going to happen around here with the Wheel of Fortune is going to have a pretty big impact on them. They will not be able to live it down, is what I'm seeing over here. So perhaps they disappear, perhaps they get caught and we learn the entire thing because the jig is up. I'm hoping for the latter. In any case, we're going to face some serious consequences, so at least that's something positive, but of course we want to know exactly what happened, so hopefully that's what this is all about on the end here. So that is what I'm seeing for John Brent McGee. I hope you found it interesting. Make sure to leave a like and a comment. In any case, that really helps the channel along. If you want to subscribe, that's even better. Much appreciated. In any case, I hope to see you in another video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.